com covering the New Orleans Saints. And tonight's live stream, I want to talk about the recent reports that have been circulating over the internet for the last, I would say, 10 to 12 hours. And that's Davante Adams requesting a trade out of from the Las Vegas Raiders. Multiple NFL insiders have got that information out. But the one that's been kind of been on top of it lately has been Jordan Schultz. I believe Bleacher Report said that everybody knows the reason why Davante Adams wants out of Oakland. Pretty much saying what everybody else has been saying all along, but Adams, wants out of Oakland because of Las Vegas. My bad, because of not playing with his best friend in college, Derek Carr. Derek Carr after Adams came to the Raiders, Derek Carr was pretty much on his way out towards the end of the season, and now he has let it be known that he wants to be traded. Now this has really got started um a few hours prior to that information being released. That it was a post out there on Instagram on Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated had an article out there talking about Davante Adams possibly playing his last, down with the Raiders, his last game with the Raiders, and it showed that in an Instagram post, it showed that Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce liked the post that was put out by Sports Illustrated that talks about that article. So that pretty much led to other, you know, can of worms being open in regards to Devontae Adams wanting to trade. Now that's all. Now according to Jordan Schultz, Adams has his list of destinations that he would prefer to go to. So has already started to wonder, are the New Orleans Saints on that list? Now the Jets, the one that came out of everything, out of the one team that has been released so far has been the New York Jets. That's the only team that has been reported by Jordan Schultz that Devontae Adams will be one of Devontae Adams' preferred destinations. Now that I mean, I think the Saints are on that list. I think the more deeper we get into this, throughout the week, as the week, goes by, name more teams are going to be on that list. And I'm pretty sure the New Orleans Saints are going to be on there. I'm pretty sure because he left the Packers to join forces with Derek Carr. Derek Carr, played with the Raiders, played Derek Carr and Davante Adams were college teammates back at Fresno State, you know? So that makes a lot of sense. The Jets are on there because of his relationship with Aaron Rodgers, because that's where in Green Bay, that's where he got established at, and that's what led to him getting that a massive payday with the Raiders. Um, some other teams that may be on that list: Baltimore, the Commanders may be on that list. Not so. I mean, the Chiefs makes a lot of sense, but they won't trade him into the division or in the kind of in the NFC within the AFC West. They won't do that. The Chargers make a lot of sense as well, but anybody that lands Devontae Adams is going to get significantly better. Anybody. The Steelers makes sense as well. Anybody that lands Devontae Adams is going to be a really good football team down the stretch. You know, and if the Saints do that, that will make things significantly better for that team, for this football team. Um, so what I got pulled up on my screen right now is an article from Sports Illustrated's Saints on Sports Illustrated's John Hendricks. He was just talking about the details on if the Saints could, make a move for Davante Adams and what it's going to take for that to happen. So, um, the cost for Davante Adams, Sigler said that the cost to trade Davante Adams at the moment, as told by Cap over the Caps Jason Fitzgerald, is that it will be about 13.526 million. Um, the cost would be the trade for Davante Adams. The number would drop by $968,000 each week that Adams remains on the Raiders roster. 11 teams in the NFL have cap space necessary to make such a trade, including the Jets, Cowboys, and the Browns. The Saints are not in that boat currently, having just $3 million in cap space, according to the latest public salary cap report from the NFLPA. New Orleans does have the asking price of a second round pick for next year, having all of their picks in the first 6 rounds. Adams carries $44.1 million cap hit going into 2025, and none of it's guaranteed. Neither is his 2026 figure of 45.1 million. He has a prorated signing bonus of 15.7 million coming to him that's split up over the next 2 years, while he carries base salaries of 35.64 million and 36.64 million in each of the next 2 seasons. He become a free agent after the season anyway, if we're being honest. In theory, New Orleans could swing the second round pick and literally do some type of swap for a day two or day three pick. While it was completely different regime last year, the Saints did try to acquire Hunter Renfrow from the Raiders last season at the trade deadline. General Manager Mickey Loomis maintained that nothing never really got serious, while the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport stated that there was just so much contractual stuff that they had to work out and who was going to pay his salary. Is it impossible for the Saints to pick up someone like Davante Adams? No. Will they? I'd be surprised, according to Singler, according to John Hendricks, but never say never. The financials are something that is clearly going to be an obstacle. It wouldn't stop New Orleans, but it wouldn't obviously be intriguing to see if any moves are made over the next bit to see them attempt to make some space. So, Dennis Allen, made his comment, in the presser on Monday about they need another player to get involved in the offense, not named Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Chris Olave, and Rashid Shaheed. That's just you putting a significant strain on your top players right now. You know, Taysom Hill is showing that even though when he's in the game, the offense is on a different level. It may be difficult for him to maintain this type of production when he's playing in his role right that he's in right now. Because believe it or not, Taysom Hill is playing in a far different role compared to what he did under Sean Payton. In this role, he's more like a running back and a tight end. Running back slash tight end slash fullback. He's not playing a role that gadget player role they played with under Sean Payton. So at his age, that physicality is could be difficult for him. Alvin Kamara is having a really good year, but how long is that gonna last? If you're treating him like a bell cow running back. Rashid Shaheed, I think, good player, but when he's being double teamed, when he's being locked up, the Saints need somebody else to take over. You know, a guy having a player like a Davante Adams would help out because right now Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave, they're good receivers, but they're not possession receivers. They're not contested catch guys. You know, the Saints need somebody that can take the pressure off of those guys. Because if you bring in Davante Adams, I think Davante Adams becomes your WR2, and Chris Olave is your WR1. Rashid Shaheed will go back to the being that number 3 wide receiver, you know, and that will open up things a whole lot for the offense, for the Saints offense in the passing game. Um, I think with if you did add Davante Adams, I think that would take some of the pressure off of relying um, too much on Taysom Hill to do that, because I think that gives your offense another um, dynamic that it didn't have, a few weeks ago. Because the Saints haven't really showcased, they have not showcased another receiver, a third wide receiver in his offense. They have not. Everything is pretty much going to um, Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. And Jawan Johnson and Foster Moreau occasionally get the football sometimes, you know. Um, and if Taysom Hill is in the game, that's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? So they need to get a third wide receiver, man. They need to get another playmaker on this team. Cause I saw that in the Philadelphia game. That was the biggest. That was one of my biggest takeaways in that Eagles game. They didn't really have a guy to actually turn to once when Taysom Hill wasn't available, when Rashid Shaheed was locked up. Darius Slay did a really good job defending Rashid Shaheed. Now, Chris Olave had his moments in that game, but you know what I'm saying. But it still wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying. So Davante Adams would help his team out. Now, money wise, how it would work, if the Saints want Davante Adams, even though it's difficult, it's a big. The money is going to be it's difficult. It's going to be difficult and could be a potential showstopper. They will go out there and do it. They will go out there, do some cap gymnastics, free up some space, and take Davante Adams and give up that second round pick for Davante Adams. Now, for his contract to fit on his team, he would have to restructure. Plain and simple, he would have to restructure that deal, his contract, to be a part of his team. Now, if he does come, I think he's only going to be here for 1 year, a 1 year rental. You know, he may stay here beyond 2024, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Could be, I mean, compare it now. If we want to compare situations out of everybody, the Saints, the Jets, the Ravens, the Chiefs, even though I think that's not gonna happen because they're in the same division. Steelers. I think the best situation for him, man, is the Baltimore Ravens. Outside of the Saints, is the Baltimore Ravens. After the Baltimore Ravens is the Saints. After that, I would say the Jets. I would say the Jets or the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets right now, um, you go back to Aaron Rodgers and all that, but Rodgers ain't the same. He's not the same type of QB that he was when he was in Green Bay, and he was putting up, and Adams was putting up Pro Bowl type numbers. You know. Plus, man, the Jets don't have that structure. They don't have that roster that the Packers have right now. The Packers had when Rodgers and Adams were on the same team in Green Bay. They don't have that same type of roster with the Jets. They don't even have that same type of coaching. You know, Saints. I mean, this would be a good situation for him. You know, You go into a division. You go if you go to you go. If Davante Adams is traded to the Saints, I will give him a significant chance to winning this division. I really would. I think that will put you over the Atlanta Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Um, you have Derek Carr. You're reunited with your college teammate, your buddy Derek Carr. You would have Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Foster Moreau, Jawan Johnson. That this team would have playmakers all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I do think this will make you better. This will make the team significantly better. Having him on his roster would take some pressure off of an Alvin Kamara, a Taysom Hill, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. I think you can actually go out there and have a solid game, a productive offense, despite not having Eric McCoy out there on your offensive line. It would help. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what I got here. Ryan says that would be great, but what would end up being a waste of talent with Carr and this shuffled up offensive line. I mean, I don't know, man. The offensive line wasn't that bad. Didn't play that bad last week in Atlanta compared to what I saw in against Philadelphia. It wasn't. We didn't see the 40 points like we saw in the first 2 weeks, but it was a productive team. Donald says the Saints look better than the Eagles. Yeah, they do. But I think that will make sense, man. The Saints, the Saints and the Ravens to me are the best two landing spots for him, man. And maybe the Washington Commanders. You know, what I don't want is another team to have interest in Davante Adams in the NFC South. Like, let's just say Carolina just wake up one day and say, "Hey, look, we think we can make a run in the NFC South. We're gonna make a move for Davante Adams." I don't want that because I think Davante Adams and Andy Dalton would be dangerous. Would make a very dangerous. Um, would be a threat to the Saints winning the NFC South. I don't want to see Davante Adams in Tampa Bay. Don't want to see him in Atlanta. We never know what these teams could go out there and make and get the and find figure out ways to make that cap fit for to take that contract. You never know what these teams can do. So Saints is the better is the top is one of the best spots for him. Saints, Ravens, Commanders, Jets. I don't know. I don't think so. Chiefs is realistically the Chiefs is the best spot for him, but he won't go. They're not going to send him to a team within the AFC West. You know, so we just gotta wait and see how it's gonna play out, man. Right now, the Adams has been the only team that he has mentioned as a destination for him, a potential destination spot for him is the New York Jets. Now tomorrow, I'm pretty sure tomorrow, even the next hour or two, when you never know, I'm pretty sure you're gonna start hearing about being more teams being on this list. And I'm about I would say about 85% sure, 85 90% sure that the Saints are going to be on that list. And that's just because of his relationship with Derek Carr. Because that's why he went to the Raiders to play with Derek Carr. Derek Carr got benched, and he was stuck with the quarterbacks you have right now. And I knew this was going to happen eventually. You know, it's going to happen eventually. You know, so come to the Saints, compete for a championship, man. They compete for a championship. They're series about competing for a Super Bowl. Because if we're being honest, the Saints should be 4-0 right now. Saints should be 4-0 right now. 4-0. You know how much better that will feel going to this game with the Kansas City Chiefs? You know what I'm saying? Don says, can the Saints afford him? No, but that hasn't stopped them before. If the Saints want somebody, they'll make the necessary moves. They'll make the necessary arrangements to go out and get him. I mean, the money ain't gonna be an issue. You know, the Saints got all the draft picks. They got assets to move if they want to, and if they want to make if the money and they'll make the money make sense from a financial standpoint. So no, they can't afford them, but they'll figure out a way to go and afford it. You know, but Adams will make this team a whole lot better. I think adding Adams will make the Saints the favorites to win the NFC South. No hyperbole. I'm not saying that as a homer. I think they can win the NFC South. Because as I previously said, this team should be 4-0 right now, man. 4-0. You made two costly mistakes in it. I would say three costly mistakes in this Falcons game to put you behind the eight ball. Even same with the Eagles game. You know, you run into each other. The Dallas got to take off for 61 yards to get a touchdown. If you would have stopped him, you'd have been 3-0. You would have stopped him, you'd have been 3-0. If them two Saints defenders didn't bump into one another, Saints would be 3-0. If Rashid Shaheed didn't muff that punt, Saints would be 4-0 right now. Going to this matchup with Kansas City. And it wouldn't even even the Saints had to lose that game, it wouldn't even hurt. It wouldn't even, because you'd be so far ahead of everybody else in the division. You know. But it is what it is. This is the way I felt. I was beginning when the schedule came out. This is where I felt the Saints were going to be at anyway. I felt like they're going to be 2-3 going to the matchup with Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I'm not really going to trip on it right now. You know, what's done is done. Rashid Shaheed had a brain fart. It happens. Derek Carr threw a costly pick. Parsons Debo got flagged for a penalty. It is what it is, man. But what's done is done. But we gotta wait. Gotta wait and see how it's all gonna play out later down the road. So we'll see. All right, so I have y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel as though the Saints are gonna go after Davante Adams? I have more content throughout the week. Check out my Saints playlist, latest news. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.